Terrence Shannon Jr. a nice look inside. Ed in the middle. Good ball pressure by Garrett. And the shot clock now running down. Shannon's got to make a play.
But Dan, they really guard the ball well, so they don't have to help that often.
Yeah, both of these teams are ranked in the top 10 in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency. And in fact, 5 Big 12 teams are in the top 10 of the nation.
Texas Tech is going to have to run much better offense against this Kansas defense. The first several times down, they really didn't get the shot they wanted.
Step back jump, 13 or more points in each of the other 6 games. McClung baseline off the
ball screen. You attack the big guy. And that's what McClung did. He went right after McCormick, got by him, and all the way to the rim.
Agbaji for 3.
They do have plays that they can call when they get into trouble or after a timeout, some actions that they run. But a lot of it's just going to be straight up motion.
McClung feeling it early. Left that. A lot has gone on since then, and hopefully they get to the finish line and we get a great NCAA tournament this year. Trying to get games in as often as they can. Agbaji with a quick first with Wilson to the other end for the Jayhawks.
Anytime Agbaji's in the corner, you're looking loud. But I think that Texas Tech was worried about taking him.
In quotes, Chris Beard for the first time when he decided to transfer and was considering other programs. Of course, this being 2020, they met us later on in the summer. Wide open, Marcus Garrett for 3.
They've done a nice job in this ball game.
Marius Burton in the game for the Red Raiders. Talked about him in the open. The transfer from Wichita State.
A bad shot.
He been himself now. Basketball's so different now than when you played in the 80s. And you tell me you had stretch written all over you, right?
I would have been a dominant stretch for Ivy League Player of the Year.
And he's always kind of had the look of a guy who looks like he could turn into a star.
It was sort of like Jalen Wilson this year. They didn't expect it that early from Ochai Agbaji, just like they didn't expect.
We'll mention All-American last year.
Yeah, went to Indian Hills Community College. Best athlete on this Kansas roster.
McClung,
maybe the over ratio in his shot selection, taking better shots, and he's really done a terrific job. It's getting better and better.
And Kansas now starting to get more and more offensive rebounds.
They're getting better initial shots. Good shot fake.
Agbaji.
And catch it ready to shoot. Looking at the basket. When you give a shot fake, and Rutgers is a team that hasn't been talked about enough nationally. Rutgers is legit. I mean, they are really good. Over 2 touchdowns in the first game of the year, and they're still ranked number 6 is embarrassing. And what happens if Clemson gets clipped again by Notre Dame? Leave your feet, because every time you leave the floor, your feet go with you. And otherwise, it would be quite gruesome.
Have gone cold. We expected a defensive struggle with the defensive numbers these teams have put up in the early going. Agbaji with a good look. Harris
went to Morgan Park. Started his high school career at Morgan Park High School in Chicago. He was a teammate of Ayo Dosunmu. Into the post and bullied him.
They're trying to pick on Harris a little bit down low in this game as there's for Kansas.
Same thing with Bryce Thompson,
which we have seen from both teams here tonight.
Well, McCormick was, according to Bill Self, Kansas' best player in the preseason. But they thought he was going to be an 18-10 guy. He may still be if his
much larger role. Actually started getting more minutes in the second half of last season. He became a full-time starter this year. And as we mentioned, had a huge night against St. Joe.
Now, McCormick can make that shot, but he had Micah Peavy switched off on him. He needed to power that to the rim.
Look at McClung. Wing and eyeing as they get to know more and more about their newcomer, Mac McClung.
We'll hear a crowd do anything in it.
In an arena with fans this year, right?
Yes.
I mean, other people who are fans of you.
With Steph Curry.
That's right. I mean, Garza's had 30 points in the first half twice, hasn't he?
Finding that there are points there, and they're going after it.
Micah Peavy ranked the number 32 incoming prospect in the nation by ESPN. And you said earlier you think he's their best pro prospect in high school. Won a state championship a couple of years ago. And former Red Raider Javius Ramsey was a high school teammate of his. McClung. Among other things. Peavy off to a great start here in the second half. McClung for 3.
And I think the best defensive team is Baylor. We've talked about that. They've got the best defensive backboard. And I don't think it's close. Almost an offensive foul by Garrett.
He finds a bomb from 3-point range.
Yeah, but it's the quality of shot they're taking, Dan. I mean, that was off of one pass. They didn't make the defense do anything.
Both big guys, McCormick and Santos Silva, playing with 3 fouls. Peavy, turnaround, got it. But they are some kind of noisy right now. The lead grows to 7. Now down 7. They've got it down to 3 with the ball. A chance to tie. And they do. Agbaji. Number 4 on McCormick, at least for the moment, Jay. He is still on the floor. Well, McClung thought about a deep run. Instead, the dish.
An experienced player, but he's got to pass that back out when he's got a guy right behind him if he's not going to make a quick move. Oh, but his best game of this season. And he's had some good ones.
He was 7 for 10, 21 points to lead the way for Kansas. Burnett tries to answer, and it rolls out.
Can't settle gap, make 2 play 1.
McClung for 3. Long rebound belongs to the Jayhawks. Agbaji. And he turns it over. We'll throw it right to Burnett. And out of bounds. Game clock, shot clock, basically bang on. Kansas with the ball down by 1. McCormick with a turnaround. No. Brown.
Looks like they're switching it up.
Inside to Agbaji to get Shannon, who's had a huge second half. Blocked by Wilson.